to another episode of Let's Talk Sports. I am your host.
I used to love.
It is important for people to go back and invest in your neighborhood.
Ronnie Chambers, this is my coach Derek Rodriguez out of A&B Boxing. We're on Let's Talk Sport Nation.
PS, and we on Let's Talk Sports Nation.
You know what it is, man? This is Let's Talk Sports Nation.
If you come from a neighborhood that's impoverished and you get an opportunity and you make some success, invest in your neighborhood. Your government's not. Government's not. The government's not.
Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Sports.
I'm your host, the #1 neighborhood sports analyst. And over here to my right, we have Cool Clifton. That's my mama Lewis. Holla at him.
Mr. Cover 2 Lou, how you guys doing today?
And over here in the studio, we have another guest, a running back that's on the rise from Sacred Heart, Jamar Shepard Jr.
How you doing, Jamar?
And right by him to his right, we have Tall Tone, the psychologist.
What's going on, family?
All right, getting in the studio, lots of things to talk about, so much to say like Bob Marley. So, interesting thing, right? Mm-hmm. You know, because sometimes the stars line up, right? Stars line up. And, you know, things are spiritual like that. So 20 years ago, an assistant coach named Dan Ferrigno, not related to the Incredible Hulk, Lou Ferrigno, he met a man by the name of Jamar Sheppard, right? And he recruited him on the team. Now today, he recruited another young man named Jamar Shepard, and now he's the coach. Tell us why you chose San Jose University.
I chose San Jose because it was just like it was like family. Like the coaches, we built a real good relationship, and you know, I just felt like I could really trust them. And Coach Ferrigno, you know, he had my pops commit to Cal, so it was kind of like we just had a bond from day one. And I know he wasn't gonna play no games with me, so I just, that's where my heart was at.
Right. So the relationship you had with your father actually helped you make the choice.
Yeah, the relationship actually did make me help the choice.
Now, from what I understand, there's some big shoes that you have to fill. With the #1 running back moving on, are you ready to step up and fill that void?
Oh yeah, I'm more than ready, but you know, I just gotta keep working, and you know, hard work pays off, so it all take care of itself.
Now, from what I understand, you're a two-sport athlete. Basketball, football. I know what my first love is. But give me your most memorable moment from each sport.
So many, man.
We hit you with the hard questions in here.
I say basketball. My most memorable time would probably be playing for the Rebels. We was playing Jason Terry's team in Las Vegas, and it was a good game. You know, we kind of got into it with Jason Terry's team before the game, so it was real intense, and we just came out and we showed a lot of heart, and we showed we wasn't gonna be no pushovers, even though we was a lower seed in the tournament, and yeah, we lost, but it was just a good, everybody, you know, we didn't go out, so that's just one game I really just look at. Yeah.
Can I expound on that a little bit? All right, that was a game I actually didn't show up to. I got to Vegas the next following week. We was out there for 2 weeks, so we take kids out there 2 straight weeks. But what was interesting about that game was everybody on Gary Payton's team, where were they from?
It was from all around Texas, Florida. I mean, Just to name a few, they was from everywhere.
And what made it so big about being able to compete about a team with a team like that is we ain't expected even to beat them. We just small little San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever we go into a tournament like that, you know, we talk to how big it was just for us to even be there, number one, and just for us to put up a fight against a team that's bringing in talent from different places. You know, so that's kind of what made that more significant. You can speak more to that. Is just, you know, being small San Francisco competing against all these different states.
Underdog.
You know, we all from a different. We all we a few miles away from each other. We all San Francisco. We had nobody on our team that wasn't from San Francisco. So it was just a good look. And these guys, everybody else we played, they from all over the place. So it was just San Francisco against the country, basically.
Us against the world.
Yeah.
That's how we went when we went on the road. That's how we felt. Us against the world. They know us.
Right. So you were saying before the game, it was you know, y'all kind of got into it.
Uh-huh.
Right. What was that about?
It was just more like you know, they was kind of questioning our character. I mean, I don't know. They didn't know too much about us, but they just you know, we speak for ourselves. So you know, they was just talking mess before the game, ain't nothing serious. So.
I mean, but you know, like I think, you know, just in sports in general, I think that kind of stuff adds to the game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I actually kind of like, cause I remember back in the days when Terrell Owens went and stood on the star.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And you know, he received a lot of flack for that, but I remember they had brought in Samuel L. Jackson. You know, talk about it, right? And they was trying to get him to go in. He said, I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it, man.
That's one thing about you know, San Francisco competitiveness. You know, we always we get looked at as if, you know, we didn't have athletes like that. So when we take our show on the road, you know, some of those teams get to talking. And you know, we like that. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to talking, we get to talking. And now, you know, it's that competitive nature that just naturally come out. Like, okay, well, we going to show y'all exactly what we about. You know what I'm saying? And so that was the fun part about, you know, playing on that stage.
I mean, you know, we from the home of OJ. So, you know what I'm saying?
So back to the top, man. You and your dad both played for Sacred Heart. So I would like to know, who do you personally feel was better out of you and your dad?
It ain't no question. My dad was better than. I think I'm going to be better, but my pops was better. All the stories I hear, I haven't seen any film yet, but I'm trying to get some, and yeah, my pops was the real deal.
Man, that is a good man. Hey,
you said he was humble.
Right. Because that's a competitive fire, man. You know, it's like, you know, fathers and sons that actually play the same sport. That's a real competition thing, man. Like where the son is just legend to be better than the dad. And Stephen Curry and his dad, they even talk about it. Jordan didn't go through it with his dad so much, but he went through it with his older brother Larry. You know, he would always beat him. So, you know, so kind of keep the competition going. You know, because at the end of the day, I think your father, he wants you to be better. He might not tell you that if he does or if he doesn't. The reason if he won't tell you that is so that you can strive to get there. Yeah, no, you can strive to get there.
Did he have a stern talking to you before you walked?
Nah, he didn't.
Do we even know about that question?
Nah, he don't know about that question. It's just my you know, you can look it up on the internet. Tom Brady talk about it. That was one of his worst losses when he played against my dad. So it was just in high school. So everything I hear is just, man, like, I wish I could have picked off Brady. You know what I mean?
Right. Me too, man. Yeah. I hate Tom Brady, man. But I mean, you know, that person, I just hate the Patriots. But you know, so like, how does that motivate you, having a father that played in the same sport?
It motivates me a lot because, like, you know, I'm not trying to sound like messed up or nothing, but I'm trying to do what he didn't get to do. You know what I mean? So like, I want to go farther than he did. Like, even though in high school he was better than me, in my opinion, but I want to go as far as I can take it. So it's more than enough motivation, you know, because I'm trying to do what my dad didn't do.
That's what's up.
You got to kind of finish the deal. You want to close the deal.
Exactly, exactly.
Not just for you, but for him also.
In 2014, unfortunate incident happened with your one of your family members, and person we want to know just how were you able to kind of handle that and still step on the field? You had 187 yards, 3 touchdowns. What was the mind state going into that day?
It was crazy, man. I was crying on the bus, like I couldn't. I felt like I shouldn't have been playing, but I was doing it for my little cousin, so it was all good. But I was a wreck, man. I don't know how I got through that one, but I ain't the most religious person, but God was definitely with me. That's how I got through that, man.
I mean, well, because I think sports is spiritual in general. Sports is spiritual, man, because when you playing on the field in front of all those people, it is a ceremony.
Yeah,
it's a definite ceremony. They have ceremonial type of preparations, national anthem and things like that. So, on a spiritual note, I do believe like those spirits come to you.
Yeah.
They come to you, and if you done the work for your body to be in shape, you can tap in, and you can feel it.
Yeah.
And you feel it up there sometime, man. Because certain guys talk about Sean Taylor. I think they even started with 10 men the week after he died.
Yeah,
He did 11. He did 11. But tell me, as far as that tragedy, how does that inspire you to keep doing what you do?
Because my little cousin his name was Rashawn. So it's just I kind of take it as like I'm running for Rashawn. On the football field, in the classroom. I'm doing everything for him because I know he was a football player too. He was on the same track I'm on, so I know he would have been doing the same thing. So it's just I'm doing it for me and him and my family. You know what I mean? So it's just that's my motivation right there.
What's your before we move to the next question? What's your take on the violence and things in the community, and then how does that guide you to do what you're doing too as well?
Especially in San Francisco, surrounded by violence, it's just I want to keep living. I want to put my family and my peers in a better situation. So I just gotta, I ain't gonna go this way. I'm gonna go that way. You know what I mean? So it's just like I don't never want to leave here, but I want to leave like the area. You know what I mean? So just like that's my motivation to just keep on taking my academics and football as far as I can take it. You know what I mean?
We are gonna talk about that later though on the subject of giving back to this on here too. Okay. I haven't seen the movie yet, but you hear these talk about Oscars and different things, right? So, Will Smith recently had a movie. You heard about it, right?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Controversial movie about concussions. What do you think about all of this information that's coming out about concussions? Recently, Chris Borland from the 49ers, he retired because of concussions. So, does that weigh on you any?
I mean, not really, because I love the sport of football, you know what I mean? And concussions can happen in anything you do. You can slip and hit your head and get a concussion, you know what I mean? Like I don't even think about it when I'm in football, but it's just like, I mean, it's the reality of what's going on, and I hope we could find a solution. I don't know, a helmet or something, but it's kind of tough. I mean, the NFL players they are getting paid for it, so it's like taking the risk.
Bright man, you intelligent man. Even though they say you're humble, you talkative, and I think you're totally right. I don't know if there is a real treatment for it, and it's not even concussions, man. Like you're throwing your body into somebody else. Right. But I think, and just the smack of that. Right. I was watching something, because it's not even just NFL, man. I was watching something about boxing, And you know how they was breaking it down? He was like, man, when a dude gets struck, you know, the damage that happens to his brain, it really leaves him open. That if he get hit again, he could die by any punch.
Yeah.
You know, these are the type of things where, like, damn, you know, in a more humane society, they shut down the sport.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I want them to, right? Because you know, we doing this. Right. But, you know, so I think, you know, it's a lot of things to keep in mind. And I think it's a give and take. In life, you have choices. You only live once. And we die every day anyway.
Right.
You know?
Right. We had a conversation about obligations as far as athletes go, as far as giving back to the community. What do you think about, is it an obligation to give back to your community, or is it more so just on the individual to choose in what ways they choose to give back, if they choose to give back at all?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's an obligation, but it's like, I put it like this: I'm gonna give back when I make. You know what I mean? Like it isn't an obligation. Like, it's nothing you have to do, but it definitely is the right thing to do. But like, just in my situation, without like my community and everybody else, it wouldn't be no me. So like, I definitely, I'm gonna give back. So.
Definitely.
Right. I mean, anybody else want to touch on that?
I mean, yeah, no. There a lot of there've been a lot of big deal that was made out of you know, Marshawn Lynch not talking to the media and this and that, you know. But I can honestly say that I see Marshawn Lynch in the community. Yeah. I see what he does for the community. I've been at his camp. He has giveaways. He partners with people and gives away backpacks before school starts and all this other stuff that people never talk about. Right. All they want to talk about is the negative, which I can kind of feel him for not wanting to, you know, be on the television telling everybody everything you do, because it's not about everybody knowing what I do. It's I do what I do from my heart. You know? Right. So I mean, if that's what's in your heart and you want to give back to the people that supported you coming up, or to make it easier for people to do what you have done, then you got my support 100 times over. Right.
Another thing, speaking of Marshawn Lynch, that clip with him and Sherman on the sideline, and he asked him, what you doing? Sherman asked him, what you doing for Christmas? He like, I'm going to the hood to go give some stuff away. You know what I'm saying? I'm having this thing. He like, well, I'm coming down there too. Like, oh, what's up? You gonna come down there with me? Like, yeah, I'm gonna come down there. It was just a nice, it was a nice little engagement. You know what I mean? And it shows that you don't know a player or a person, you know, until you really know a person. You know what you see on that football screen. No matter what they or say what a person is about, you never really know what that person is about until you really meet that person one-on-one. That was just a real nice engagement to just let you know that was real. See, that was real. You know what I'm saying? That was a real conversation right there.
That kind of reminded me of that song with Mac 10 and Corrupt. And he was like, well, you come to my hood, I'm blah. You come to my hood, you can't say certain things, you know. You don't want nobody front sacks and none of that. Right. You know, the only sacks we want is on quarterbacks. Right. But you know, it was something you said earlier, right? Mm-hmm. And you was like, you said you want to leave, but still be around. Right. Here's the thing with that, and this is why I can say from a older man to a younger man. It is good to go see the world, but all you really have to do is refocus your activities, and you can still be in your same areas. You know, you can still, like me, I've cut away off a lot of people. Not really cut off, but just really don't deal with them, and people think I move. Right? So, you know, you look at somebody like the Jack. Yeah. It wasn't bad that he was in the hood, but he was in the hood in the wrong places. You don't never want to be in the way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be with a bunch of guys that's got the drugs and guns, because when the shooting pop off, you in the way, and it's, you know, it just don't make sense, right? But you still have people that's involved in a community that's still there. They don't necessarily have to be on a spot. You know what I'm saying? So you can still be in your community, be present, and even own a house in your community. Don't tell nobody exactly where it's at, you know. But,
well, I mean, I think you can do that. Personally, I think you could do that.
Here's the thing. Sean Taylor, rest in peace.
Right. Here's the thing. Right. But I'm saying the reason why somebody like yourself is talking about giving back is so you can create that in which is outside on the inside, right? That's what the goal is. So there's no better way for you to create that unless you're inside. You know what I mean? And then you start to create your piece. And if you know what I'm saying, if we get enough people that collectively believe in this one thing, then we can move forward, right? We can have, we can take the suburbs and bring it right into the heart of the city or heart of whatever we at and create and start expanding from there. But the issue is that not enough of us, we give back, but then we want to sit on the outside, right? Or we just don't even want to deal with it at all. You know what I'm saying? I made it out, you pull yourself up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because to me, backpacks and every now and then is not really enough.
Yeah.
That's not really getting involved. For instance, in Bayview, certain people own buildings. They own the property. This is his building. So he calls the shots on what happens in his building. So when you earn enough money to buy buildings and things that does stuff like this, somebody owns this building that we're recording at. Imagine if you own this.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right. You have more access.
Yeah. Right. And there's a lot of things to get involved with.
Right.
But we finna move on.
Invest in your neighborhood, your government's not. 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 Invest in your neighborhood, your government's not.